And he came home and realized that we had went too far through the cardboard and cut the table. And he grabbed her by her throat and picked her up and slammed her on the ground and like held her down by her throat. And that shit made me mad, bro. Because I'm fighting this dude and I was like, wow. I was like, what the fuck?
Is it a bumper?
And I was like, bitch got a bumper. It was one of the most depressing times of my life, man. I'll take prison over it.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
That's one thing that haunts me. Honestly. She treated us like prisoners.
Damn.
And you've never met these people before, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're a child.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to the Tested and Twisted podcast. I'm your host, Chaise Shaw, and today we have, honestly, I feel like you're my brother. I feel like we're kindred spirits. My biological dad might have floated down to Florida at some point.
Hey, you never know his name, Jim Syke.
This is my boy, John. Everyone, give him a warm welcome. He's a great dude. Believe it or not, I think we were not going to mention this, but this is technically our third podcast. Technically our third podcast. Yeah. The first one, I forgot to hit the record button. The second one, there was technical difficulties. We had a
little much fun.
A little too much fun. But they both turned out great. Yeah. And
we're starting over. Fresh start.
I think we should run it back, and I think we can make it a little bit better for all. So, how you doing today, man?
Good, brother. How about you?
Not bad at all. Just another day in the hood. You know how it goes.
I love when white people say that.
Yeah, I mean,
man, that's good, man.
What were you up to today besides working?
Working.
You
know me, man.
This dude's a work fiend. That's his life. He owns his own company. If you need any landscaping needs, you need someone to cut you do a lot. Yeah, you do a lot of shit.
Southern Rooted Lawn and Landscape. Just holler at me, 239-503-0658.
And
I serve all of Lee County.
Shout out podcast as well.
Oh yeah, I got a podcast. My brother Chris Mazio, aka Tony Wee. We do it. It's Do Not Friggin' Enter. We have not posted anything since mid-March. We're in growing pains right now, but it's going to be coming back soon. But yeah, check it out. We got 6 episodes up.
Yeah, I'll link everything down below so you'll know where to find this guy. So here at the Tested Twisted podcast, which you already know, we like to start at the top. So are you a Florida native?
Florida native, man. Born and raised down here. Florida cracker. From Immokalee, Florida. Born in Naples, raised in Immokalee, and went out to Lehigh. I've been out in Lehigh about 17 years now.
Okay, all right. And when you were born, were your parents still together?
Nah, they was never together, man.
No?
My daddy was a coke dealer, and my mommy was a party animal.
Hell yeah, the perfect combination.
I got knocked. I was conceived in the front of a Ford F-150, and I hate to admit that, because I'm a Chevy man.
That's hilarious. That should be on a T-shirt.
Hey, shit.
So you grew up? Where'd you spend most of like your childhood, like 1 through 10?
1 through 10. Most is in Naples.
Okay.
You know, we branched off. My granny and everybody was still in Immokalee. But most of my time was in Naples, doing country boy shit.
Yeah, like what?
You know, mud bogging. Going to fucking, I'm at Conway, I almost lied. Conway Twitty was dead, bitch. Nah, it was Dwight Yoakam.
Okay.
Dwight Yoakam, you know. We, just, you know, doing. Back then, when I was growing up, Naples was different. Especially where we was growing up. Most of my family was out in the States and shit. I don't know if you know much about Naples, but Naples is one of the richest cities in the world, let alone America.
Mm-hmm.
But where we wasn't rich where we was at.
Yeah.
We was on the poor folks.
It's like keep yourself over there.
Yeah. Nah, we grew up doing we grew up running around in the woods, man, and
making your own fun. No video game bullshit.
Yeah, nah. None of that. I remember I had friends who was like, "Oh, I just got a new PlayStation game," and I was like, "What the fuck is a PlayStation?" Yeah. I swear to God, on everything I love, dude. when my friends would say they got a new PlayStation game, I envisioned like, you know, those things that you would open up and unfold, and it was like you could take dolls and shit. And
Yeah.
That's what I thought a PlayStation was. Like, and then I seen one, and I was like, oh damn!
You're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, this is badass, bro.
Future technology.
Yeah, Twisted Metal. What's happening?
It's actually funny that you mentioned Twisted Metal.
Have you watched the new show?
Yeah, that's why. Yeah,
it's pretty weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
I don't like it.
I
like it and I don't like it.
It's interesting. Yeah.
The dude that they're using, the black dude, he's I forgot his name. He's in the Marvel.
Yeah,
he's the Marvel dude.
Yeah.
He's not funny like that. They're trying to use him like a Deadpool character.
Yeah, he's not that guy.
It's not.
No.
He doesn't have that charisma.
No, not at all.
But it's a decent show.
Yeah.
My son likes it, so I watch it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just cool. It's nostalgic, you know.
It is. It's cool. It is. It's cool. Like
you see the clown guy.
The clown guys, but even that, like they get all emotional. And I'm like, what is going on, bro? Why are y'all crying right now? Kill each other.
I know, right? I know. Yeah, but yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Let's not go off topic.
So you grew up pretty poor.
Oh hell yeah, dude. Other than when my mom had I just said mommy. Really?
It sounded good to me. I'm not gonna lie. It sounded like some Southern charm.
No, I don't like it.
We'll edit it out.
No, you don't gotta edit it out, but it's fine. No, but when my mom was dating dudes that had a little bit of money and stuff, things were cool.
Mm-hmm.
But no, we grew up poor, hand me down shit, and I'm not gonna say like I wasn't fucking eating off the streets, but we didn't have much, you know. But I wasn't unhappy, you know. I had cousins and shit up till about 10 years old, and then everybody split. Man, it was weird. For a point in my life, there was there was a family bond for a period where I had my cousin Christopher was my best friend. Now, 36 years old, I was punch him in his fucking mouth when I see him. My cousin Jeffrey, his younger brother John Robert, which is about the closest person I have as far as blood related family right now. I love that little motherfucker. He's country fried cracker, bro. That boy can't. I love him. But nah, man, it's we grew up. Yeah, we was pretty much white trash.
I feel you. Did you have a pretty good relationship with your mom growing up?
Whew. For a period, yes. Till we moved back to Immokalee. Till we moved back to Immokalee, my mother was part of my life. She'd come to school, and you know, she got up in the morning and made me breakfast and took me to school, and she was my hero. She's all I had, you know. And then something happened. We moved to Immokalee, and up till then, I never really seen my mama drink and stuff like that. I seen her. You know, we'd have Super Bowl parties and stuff in the neighborhood or whatever, and she'd drink. But something happened, man. My mom flipped the switch, and she abandoned me a lot, man. And I don't really want to. I'm not saying I don't want to get into that, but I don't want to.
You don't want that to be the main focus.
No, because that's something I'm currently dealing with.
Yeah, I get it.
I got to figure that out first before I talk about it too much, honestly.
Yeah, I understand that.
Because she's one of the biggest sources of my internal issues right now.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
And again, like I said, I'm not trying to hide, but we had a great relationship for a long time. And I think that's part of the thing that fucked me up the worst is we did have that. And then all of a sudden, just my mom was dating this dude named Richard Osborne, and shit went south with them. We moved to Immokalee, and he ended up moving up there with us somehow. And then they broke up again. He left, and that's when everything I lost my mama. I lost that dude and my mama.
And your biological dad nowhere to be found.
I ain't never met that cracker.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Again, let's say it. His name is Jim Sipe. His real name is James. They call him Jim. He's supposedly somewhere in Georgia. He has another wife. He had a wife when he knocked my mama up. I got like brothers and sisters out there I never met. So if somebody does see this and his name is James Sipe, a.k.a. Jim, tell that cracker John Mills wants to holler at you.
We got to have a chat.
And you know what's crazy about that, man? So that's another issue that I didn't realize was an issue until I was older, is my mom always just talked so much shit about him, man. Mm-hmm. She always referred to him as my sperm donor. And as a young child, man, that puts something in your head, you know, like.
Definitely.
You know, fuck this dude. But I don't know this dude. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't know you're in his issues. What if you was wrong? Mm-hmm. You know, what if you drove him? What if he loved you?
Yeah.
You know, it was still wrong. He had a wife and kids already, but I don't know y'all's situation.
Yeah.
That's not, you shouldn't put that on me.
Yeah.
And I only have the story from one side.
Yeah.
Of what happened.
Yeah.
I was always told that I was already born and she called him to the house. I was on the floor playing. She told him that I was his son. He said he would do for me and then left and she never seen him again. Mm-hmm. Man, I've been around women enough to know, and it's no disrespect to women, but men and women, I'm almost 100% positive there's a lot more to that conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I mean, I've had those same thoughts with my situation because my biological dad my mom gave him an ultimatum, you know, stay sober or you can't be around the kids, blah, 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 all that stuff. And I've heard a lot of stories and background, and I've always thought, you know, honestly, and I always believed, and I still believe my mom to this day. Like, I believe everything she's told me, but I do wonder, like, what his side of the story was.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
You just want to know, and it's like, I'll never be able to find that out because he passed away not too long ago.
Yeah.
But
I'm sorry to hear that.
I never knew him. It doesn't matter to me, you know, but.
No, it's not. I'm not sorry to hear it for that. Yeah. I'm sorry to hear it because you didn't get your answers.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And now I got my sisters and brothers I've never met hitting me up and telling me stories about them, and it's like.
This is why we got drunk last time.
and it's like, it's just like, it's different.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. And it's just like one of those things where you're like, you just can't help but wonder, you know? So I feel you.
No, it is exactly that, man. It's exactly that.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I've got one side to the story. And I'm 36 years old, and one thing, if I ain't never learned nothing, I've learned that there's three sides to every story. Mm-hmm. There's yours, theirs, and the truth.
Definitely.
And up until maybe 4 years ago, I ain't never cared to have his story. In my mind, if I ever met that cracker, I'd punch him in his mouth. Mm-hmm. The older I get, and, you know, I have kids, and I see that. My first son, I have a 13-year-old, and he ain't with my wife. He's with a previous relationship. And not that there's nothing ill between that relationship. Me and my baby mama, I hate saying that, the mother of my son, we have a great relationship now. I love that woman. My wife knows I love that. I'm not in love with her, but I love her.
Yeah.
She bared my child, and she's a good woman. Mm-hmm. With that being said, I can see how things could have went a different way. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I see that struggle. I've had my son since he was like 2 years old, my oldest, and he's always lived with me. Mm-hmm. Because of my father. Mm-hmm. Because I told my son's mother, like, hey, I need my son with me.
Mm-hmm. Like, you don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, I can't be that guy. Mm-hmm. And truth be told, especially people might take it the wrong way. It is what it is. I don't give a fuck what you think. As a man, if you don't have your kids with you, you ain't got nothing. If you're just single out there, man, you gonna lose yourself. Mm-hmm. It's easy to lose yourself.
Definitely.
And I knew that, and that's why I wanted my son with me. Yeah. So I want my son with me. I want to be a father. Mm-hmm. This is my son. I want to be a father. So like in the last 4 or 5 years or whatever it was, it started resonating with me that I don't think I'd hit this man in his shit. I don't want to meet him. I don't know how to meet him. I don't know where this cracker's at. Nobody knows him no more. The last person that was his best friend, he passed away a few years back. But man, it'd be a hard situation, but I really would, because I know right now I'm 36, so he's got to be 60 something. Because my mama was 20 when she had me, and she say he was old. I think he was almost 30 or whatever. So he's got to be like 60, something like that.
Man, he's getting up there.
Yeah. So I would love to meet him, honestly, and that's it's hard to say that.
Yeah, I mean,
but I would like to meet him.
There's a way you can find him. We'll talk about it after this. Definitely, there's a way you can find him. I mean, I
don't want to find him though. I want him to find me. Yeah, and that might sound selfish.
Selfish. No. But I know what you mean. Like you want that. I know exactly what you mean.
Why ain't you never want me, man?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
You got another wife and you got kids. You know, as far as I know, you know about me. I don't understand that.
What if he didn't know about? Anyway, yeah.
What if he did?
Yeah, what if he didn't? You never know.
My mama could have been lying the whole time. I don't know. I don't think that she would lie. As much as me and my mama are going through right now, and I got a lot of pent up feelings right now that, again, I don't want to talk about too much because I want to deal with that with her face. Before I speak on her, I want to deal with it. I'm not gonna trash my mom.
Yeah,
but I don't think she would lie about it. I don't think she would lie about the fact that he walked away, because it makes sense. If he already had a wife and kids and he done fucked you in a truck at a fucking house party when you was 19, maybe there's a good chance he didn't tell his wife and kids. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's not only a good chance. I'd say that's probably
pretty good.
I mean, that's 100%. I don't know. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So, going back to childhood, like, what kind of kid were you in school?
Man, I was you know what's crazy? I was good. I like to learn shit and pay it like I did, but I had a lot of emotional shit, man, going on. So I'm sure that for most of my teachers, I was rough to deal with. But what the thing is, there's people in my life that I'll never forget. Like Miss Bashan. She was my 3rd grade teacher, and Miss Green was my 2nd grade teacher. Don't remember anybody before her or them. But they spoke to me. You know what I mean? They came, they took the time to talk to me. But I had a lot of anger, bro. I had a lot of anger. I fought a lot. I was looking for a reason. Bitch, you want to bang? Let's bang, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
If you're looking for a reason, you'll always find a reason, man. Yeah. Even to this day.
But I grew up a lot of my life, bro. I was the only white boy.
That's interesting.
Kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade, I was the only white. Even my teachers.
Really?
Only white boy, bro. Only white person. For a long, even in Naples.
Yeah, it is crazy because Naples. And
then I went
so different now.
Yeah, that was like that for a while, and then it got sweet. Then I got introduced to the white people, and that's when I learned about Marilyn Manson and shit. I didn't know what to do. Dude, I'll never forget. I went into Laley Elementary, beginning of 5th grade. That was like the first time I was really around. I was around white people before.
Yeah,
because I went to, there's a school called Avalon Elementary. I don't know if it's still there. Avalon Elementary in Naples. But I was just always around the black kids, bro. Always. Like, always. It's just, whether I was in school or when I went home, we grew up in black neighborhoods. Because the only white boy. And I fuck with it because that, and that's where bitch, I'll bang with you. I don't care. Like, it's whatever. You can't grow up around black people, bro, and not fight. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. So were you getting in a lot of trouble?
Not trouble.
You were just raising hell.
Yeah, I didn't get in a lot of trouble, I wouldn't say. But I fought a lot.
Yeah.
I did. I fought a lot. From a very, very young. One of the one memory I don't even remember my mama told me because I have a little sister, and we don't fuck with each other anymore. Like, I don't respect her as a person, if we're being honest, because of what she's done with her kids. She has them back now, and apparently she's doing better with her life. Maybe one day I'll get past it. I just don't respect that.
Does she have a relationship with her dad?
He's dead now, but yes.
They did?
Her dad is we both went into foster care because of her dad.
Okay. All right. So at what point, I know you said your mom started to abandon you, started drinking. At what point do you end up in foster care?
So my sister's dad, his name was Gary. They lived in Naples the whole time. One time we actually kidnapped my sister and moved. We took her to Ohio with my mother's. That's my mother's name is McReynolds because she married this dude and went to Ohio. That's the first time I was like 6, 7 years old. I started smashing this dude in the face because he whooped my mom's ass in front of me.
Just 6 years old, just banging it out.
Oh yeah, bro. I got hit with a frying pan over that shit. I would go. My mother was allowed to have her like during every other summer or some shit like that. They had some kind of. I'm really not. I don't remember the complete arrangement.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's pretty normal though. Like every other summer type shit.
Something like that. She would come with us, but during the summer and shit, sometimes I'd go down there and stay with Gary, and I'd stay with her. And one time, we was down there, and it couldn't have been summertime because the reason all this happened is because she was doing a school project. So it must have just been a weekend or something. Well, she had this big cardboard thing on. I'll never forget this shit, bro. She had this big cardboard thing. At the time, I was like about to turn 14 because I was already smoking weed. Me and Gary smoked weed together. You know what I'm saying? Like he was like, "Bitch, I know you from Immokalee." I was banging. My sister had this 23-year-old babysitter, and I was banging her, and I was 13. So like, he was like, "I know you smoke weed. Yeah. You're from Immokalee." So we were smoking. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Anyways, so she had this school project thing or something. It was like big. I don't remember what it was. We were carving shit out of this cardboard. She was making something out of this cardboard. He was gone. He was working for Checker Cab down in Naples, and we had to cut out whatever it was she was doing. We had to cut it out of this cardboard. And he come home. We was doing it on the kitchen table, and he came home and realized that we had went too far through the cardboard. And we cut the kitchen table, and he grabbed her by her throat and picked her up and slammed her on the ground and like held her down by her throat. And that shit made me mad, bro. And I just started tat. I started sticking him. Police was called, all this shit. I was a little snitch bitch because he made me mad. So I was like, "Yeah, he's got weed in there." The weed he was smoking with me.
I mean,
nah.
I mean, he hit you.
But nothing happened to him.
Yeah, of course.
They just took us both into foster care
because of that event.
Yeah, they took both of us to the foster DCF office or whatever. We spent the night on the floor in an office. I went back home to my mama. She went to foster care. But because of my living, at that point, my mom was already in the bars and shit. There'd be like 2-3 months at a time I wouldn't see my mama, bro. I didn't go to school. I didn't do nothing. I was out selling dope. I was robbing folks. So they started showing up at the school and asking me. I wasn't never hardly there. One day I was there. I went to school one day because I wanted to eat. And they called me down to the office, and the foster lady come down there, DCF lady. And she say, asked me about my living situation, this and that. And I was just, at that point in my life, man, I was doing street shit. You know what I mean? Like I had homeboys, like real thug motherfuckers. Like it wasn't no bullshit. Like we out here getting it. I didn't have time. I was like, man, I ain't got time to talk to you, man. I walked out. But I was on probation at the time. And they come and took me, man. Well, I went to jail again, and they took me from jail. Then I went into foster care.
Why were you on probation?
Well, I was on probation. I caught my original first time for getting on probation. I caught 2 battery charges at once.
Do you remember the story?
Oh yeah.
What happened?
I was with this dude named Richard. He was an older dude. He's probably in his. I mean, he was older to me at the time, but he was probably in his mid-20s or something like that.
Hanging out with a 13-year-old?
Yeah. When I tell you, man, I never really hung out with too many people my age.
I get you. I know what you mean. I was kind of the
same
way.
I had a clique of motherfuckers that was my age that I hung, but honestly, I'd hang out with them for the daytime. But nighttime, they had parents. They went to bed. I went to the streets. I was 13, 14 years old hanging out at the bars. I was playing pool. I was hustling motherfuckers in pool. I got in bar fights when I was 14 years old, bro. I've had broken bottles pulled on me and shit, bro, when I was 13, 14 years old. So I lived a different life than my friends lived. They were thug motherfuckers, but they had a bedtime. I didn't have a bedtime.
Thug motherfuckers with a bedtime, baby.
Yeah. No, but my first charges was me and Richard was going down the road in Mockley. We was off I don't remember the road name. I could tell you exactly how to get there, but that don't mean shit to anybody watching this probably. We was going down the road, man, and this van pulled up, and I like kind of ran off the road and then come back. And when I come back, I didn't have no rubbers on my bike. And I scratched their van. So these fuckers jumped out of the van, like 2 grown-ass men jumped out. 2 grown men and a girl jumped out. And one jumped on my boy Richard. He's banging with him. And I started fighting this other dude. And I'm starting to wear this dude out. I'm like, bap, bap, bap. And just his girl, bro. I don't know where she got it from, but it was a fucking bumper to another car. Whacked me, bro. Hit me over the fucking back with a bumper. And I turned around and I stuck her, bro.
Yeah, of course.
And I didn't, immediately I felt bad, bro. Like, I hit her and I was like, oh, fuck. Like, it's a woman. And when my fist connected with her, the police was coming around the corner.
Oh, that's just terrible timing, man.
Yeah. So I caught battery charge on my husband and wife immediately. So I got on probation. I got sentenced to probation like at the very beginning of me being 14. I never got off till I was 19.
I feel you do that. The same situation. I was just always on probation.
I went to prison. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. It's the worst. It's the worst way to spend childhood. Just like waiting to go. Just like waiting to get in trouble. You just know what's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. She hit you with a bumper,
bro. She hit me with a bumper, bro. I'm not even fucking around. Like to this day, I'm like, I don't know where she got a bumper from, bro.
Maybe just
she whacked because I'm fighting this dude. And I was like, wow. I was like, what the fuck?
Is that a bumper?
And she looked. I was like, bitch got a bumper. Dodge Caravan, bitch.
So you get put on probation. Are you catching charges pretty frequently after that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I went to, because at least down here, a juvenile, unless you're doing prison time, you can only do 21 days max. So I did, from that first time I got them 2 battery charges, I caught 4 more charges probably in 6 months. All batteries.
All batteries.
All batteries.
Do you remember those stories?
Oh, yeah.
Let's hear them.
The one after that, I think I remember all of them. One after that, the next one was, well, the one wasn't a battery, it was a domestic violence. My grandma beat my ass and called the police.
Damn it, Grandma.
Yo, I love that lady to death, man.
You probably deserved it, let's be honest.
If I'm being honest, I didn't.
I said, actually, no, I didn't.
She didn't like the music I was listening to. I was Eminem D12 had just come out with fight music.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I had a buddy over at the house that had a 3-wheel bicycle that had 2 12-inch kickers on the back. And, we had like 6x9s on. Had a car stereo on the front.
Shit.
Yeah, and we were bumping that shit, and she told me to turn it down, and I told her I ain't turning it down, and she beat me with a broom.
Better than a bumper,
and
I guess.
Snatched the broom from her, and then she called the police, and I went to jail for that.
Yeah, well, that'll happen. I mean, once Grandma calls, it's like it doesn't matter what the situation is.
She never apologized for that. She was like, fuck you.
like, hey, I told you to turn the music down.
I love that bitch. That was my favorite. That's who's tattooed on my neck right there.
Oh, no shit. Hell yeah. I was wondering about that.
Nah, that's my lady. Yeah.
So we'll fast forward to even though as much as I want to hear these stories, we'll fast forward to the foster.
They're not that great. I mean, it's just me beating people up.
It's funny because like people who have never been or have only been in like one altercation, like they think that you can like pinpoint the story and like remember it because they've only been in one. Dude, every people ask me like, how many times you been in a fight? It's like, dude, I cannot tell you.
Nah,
and that's not even on a tough guy shit. It's just
not. It's not about being a tough guy.
Never.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be a tough.
No.
When I was in my early 20s, I wanted to be a tough guy. Like I was anybody that knows me, my name was Schizo. That's what a name I got given in prison. And everybody knew me by that. There's folks today that still try to call me. I'm not Schizo.
No.
I don't want to be that.
Yeah.
Like I have no desire to be that.
Yeah, you're a dad.
Yeah.
You're a
in my early
husband.
20s, I was a gangster, bro.
Yeah, I feel you.
I'll bang with you.
Yeah, I feel you.
You want to call me out? I had homeboys that be like, hey, oh, you want to, hey, John. I'll just do it. But it was, man, I let go of that a long time ago.
I mean, you got to. Otherwise, you're going to end up back in prison.
It's not even that, man. It's just, it's not worth it. And,
well, there's a point where it doesn't feel good anymore, dude.
It never felt good. That's the
thing. Doesn't, dude. It really
you know, the
doesn't.
thing, even in my wildest times, I always had a heart. I just had to hide it because of where I was. But I never wanted to hurt nobody, man.
It's not a good feeling.
I'm willing to.
Yeah.
I'll do it, and I'll be happy while I'm doing it if you push the right buttons. I never want to.
Yeah.
Never wanted to.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. So, what is that? What's that like getting put in the I mean, I don't know anything about the foster care system. I don't know how does that. What's that look like?
It's one of the most depressing times of my life, man. I'll take prison over it.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
That's one thing that haunts me. Honestly. Not that I never got like raped or nothing like that. It was never nothing like super ugly. But it's as a child, I believe that my story was pretty mild considering the hundreds and thousands of children that go through this. There's got to be people out there, and I've read stories of people that have had some ugly shit. But even just the pure notion of you're a child, even whatever my mother did, that was still my mother. You know what I'm saying? And honest to God, I never really seen that much of a flaw in my life until I met my wife. Until I started growing, until I had kids. Because then it was like, oh shit, like I would never do that. Like, then it started on it, like it's like I was fucked up for a long time in life, but I didn't realize how fucked up my life was. And then once that realization kicked in, it fucked me up even more. And then it created more problems in my life. But as far as the DCF thing, just being a child, bro, and being stripped and just pulled away from what you know as life by people you've never met, and then just, hey, you're going here. That's a mind fuck, bro. To just, when I went to prison when I was 15 years old, I went a month after my 15th birthday. I got out on my 17th birthday, and I got released to a dude. That dude is a piece of shit, bro. Straight piece of shit. Locked me out of the house. Just not. I would be sleeping on the concrete, just waiting on him to come home. You know, it just. These people get paid in this DCF shit. They get paid to take children in. And they don't. I had a lady. I got sent to Port Charlotte at one point, and I had a lady that she literally took the buttons off the phone so you couldn't make phone calls.
Damn.
Like, why?
Yeah, you're like basically a prisoner.
She treated us like prisoners.
Damn.
And you've never met these people before, man. You know, you're a child. And most children, if they're going through DCF, they probably not have a great life anyway. And you want to treat them like that?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, these people get paid.
That's so fucked up.
They get paid good money per child.
That there's got to be more vetting, rules and regulations. But there's just so many kids without parents. There's just so many people out there getting taken away from their families, and it's like, what are they going to do with these kids? You know, there's only so many group homes and so many blah blah blah, and they gotta put them somewhere, and then they put them with these people, and then it's like they might as well just be on the streets at this point. It might have been less traumatic.
I would have been much happier if they would just leave me alone.
Yeah, definitely.
With that being said, I might be dead right now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or there's a good chance I probably would have got life in prison type shit. I wouldn't be sitting here with you, I don't think.
Yeah.
I think that everything happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I try never to regret anything in my life, because even though it hurt, and it still hurts today, it built me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It built me, and it brought me here.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody has that strong will, though.
Definitely
And that's what
not.
sucks.
Yeah,
that's
definitely not.
To think, and that's why I wanted to come here and do this shit with you, because you represented exactly what I wanted to do with my own shit.
Mm-hmm.
Is because my true hope is that there's somebody that may stumble upon this, that can watch this and take something from it, and realize, like, I'm 36 now. I own a home. I own a business. I got a wife. I got 3 children. Every day ain't great, but I'm alive, and I'm happy that I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still pushing, and there's better days. So, but not everybody has that.
No.
And I know for a fact my story ain't the worst. There's people out there that got it way worse. You know what I'm saying? I've been in there with foster children that had it way worse. I've been to prison with kids that had it way worse. We talk, again, the other podcasts ain't going to be released and shit. But just like I said, when I was in prison, bro, and watching kids, they didn't know where they were. 13, 14 years old, you don't even know where you are. You're that fucked.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy to think about. I mean, most people won't even get close to that situation, you know? So when you go to foster care, are you and your sister together?
No, they split us immediately. I never seen my sister again for
really
years. Yeah.
Interesting. You would think that they would try to keep you together, so there was some kind of...
Well, the thing is I had a home to go, so I went back to my mama.
So how long were you in foster care?
It wasn't long, bro, because I was on probation when I went in, and I just kept bucking. Every house I walked 45 miles one time. Jumped out of a car and ran through the woods. I got shot at by rednecks on farms. Chase, I got alligators run up on me. I had a boar hog run up on me, running through the woods at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Florida, baby.
Yeah.
He said I had a redneck shoot at me, an alligator run up on me, a boar. And so you
just to get back home, but when I got there, my mom was in jail, so I didn't.
So you show up and there's just an empty house.
No house, bro. We never had a house.
Empty place, empty spot.
Flop house.
Yeah. So at some point you wind up going to prison. What led up to that situation?
Foster care.
Really?
Because I was on probation when I went to foster care. I violated probation 19 times in like 6 months. Because I kept running. They send me somewhere, I'm gone. I'm leaving. I was gone, bro. I want to go back to my mom. I put my mom on a pedestal.
Right, which I feel like a lot of kids. Well, I mean, especially
why
in your
wouldn't you? That's all I had.
Well, and exactly, that's what I'm saying. Your situation with no dad, that's a very common thing.
And these folks wasn't my mom. And like the way I felt about it is, bitch, I've been raising myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need you motherfuckers to raise me. I ain't ask you to take me. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though my mama wasn't there and everything, she was gone. I was straight. I was eating. I wasn't doing it right. I was out there beating people up for money and shit. But to just walk into somebody's house And when them foster care workers drop you off them house, the people they dropping you off to, they all kiki. Oh, nice to meet you. This and that. They're so nice. That door closes. They're different.
Yeah, it's just so twisted.
Nah.
So fucked up.
Immediately different. I'm talking about shut the door, turn around, listen, motherfucker. That type of shit.
God, that's crazy.
And being who I was, like, nah, you ain't gonna talk to me like that. Yeah. We gonna have an issue here because I'll fight you in your house, bro.
Yeah, this ain't gonna go well.
Yeah, nah. But most of the time, I'll be like, all right, bet. They go to sleep. I pack my shit up. I jump out the window. I'm gone.
Damn.
And because of that, I kept violent probation. And so they originally they sentenced me to 6 months to a very level 4 program, which is no cell doors, like you wearing your own shoes, cake. It's cake, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, like motherfuckers tried me, bro. Motherfucker want to call me bitch. So I shattered the dude's eye socket, broke like 3 of his ribs. And they were like, all right, you're going to a different program. And while I was waiting on a different program, smashed another dude. And then I got sent to a level 8 maximum security mental health program. 23-hour lockdown type shit.
And what was that like?
That was rough, man. It was rough, but it was fun. I hate to say that. But I think, especially coming up like that, bro, like life is life. I'm going to enjoy wherever I'm at. I'm just going to find it. You know what I'm saying? And I met some great people in there, honestly. There's a dude that I still talk to this day. I'm not going to mention his name because, unfortunately, he is running from warrants right now. He has not let go of that life. But honest to God, he's a great person.
Yeah, yeah.
From who I know him as.
Yeah.
He's a great person. He held me down. I've known, dude, that was 2005. I've known this man since 2000. I went to that program October of 2002. I've known this man since then. He had a rougher life than I did.
Mm-hmm.
He had some things happen to him that I don't know that a lot of people would be able to come back from. So, but I still talk to him. I just talked to him like a week ago. And he's on the run, so I'm not gonna mention the name. But I met good people there.
It's crazy because I went to so many different rehabs and so many institutions and juvie and psych wards and all these things, and you do meet great people, and people think it's just a place full of fucking
shitheads.
Yeah, and it's not, dude. Like you meet people in there who are just genuine quality people. Man, you met great people in the psych ward, and you would think they'll all be just like batshit crazy, but
sometimes just people in a position.
Yeah, that's it. That's literally what it is.
Some of the greatest people. Some of the people I've met in prison, in the jail, they'll give you their shirt off their back, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy. It really is.
Yeah.
You got any highlight stories that stick out in your brain when you think of that level 8?
That's some funny ones. Not much that I really want to talk about, honestly.
Okay.
Well, let me take that back because that's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to not talk about stuff. I'm hoping that this will reach the young man or the young woman that's going through the same shit.
Yeah, that's what this is all about, man.
It's one of the biggest thing that I remember from there is that we had to go to counseling. Because where I went was called DeSoto Dual Diagnosed Correctional Facility. It was strictly for prisoners that have a dual diagnosis. So I was labeled as bipolar with manic depression and severe psychotic features is what I was labeled as. Which, might have been true. But our counselor, honestly don't remember the gentleman's name. It was... one of the defining moments for me, honestly, in there was this dude sat down and he's supposed to be our counselor. And I'm being real with him. I'm expressing shit. And so there's level. So to the backstory, to explain the story, there's levels. You have to go level 1 through 5. You cannot get out until you complete level 5. Doesn't matter. They can hold you till you're 22. That's it. So I got up to level 3, literally I walked out of my level 3 orientation, and this Henry, I'll never forget that Puerto Rican motherfucker, started running his gator, bro. I don't even know what he was talking about. He was just talking shit, and it aggravated me, bro. And I just went off in his shit and just destroyed his face and went back to level 1. Walked out of my and went on
sending you back.
Yeah, 3-day lockdown, no clothes, turtle suit, you know. But the counselor told me, he's like, man, just fake it till you make it. And even then, in my criminal mentality, in my ignorant mentality, in my childish ways, that just struck me as, you don't give a fuck about us, man.
Mm-hmm.
You're here for a paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you can look me in my face and with a straight face confidence tell me to fake it till I make it, you don't give a fuck if I come back here. So that was one of the biggest moments to me. And a lot of kids there, they adapted that. Oh, I'm gonna fake it till I make it. It was funny. Everybody thought it was guards. Mm-hmm. Like, it was just, that's what you do. Fake it till you make it, because they want you to come back. And I hated that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It bothered me to my core. Because I didn't, even in my work, man, listen, I've been a piece of shit in my life. I'll never deny that. I think that I'm a better person than I've ever been right now. And I'm striving to be better. I've never appreciated fakeness. And even in my worst times, I wanted to be better.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to be somebody that I'm supposed to depend on, I'm supposed to look to, and you're telling me to just fake it, you ain't shit to me, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do know what you're saying.
So from that point on, that man quit his job because I picked on him so hard. He had a bow leg. His leg was bowed. I don't know if he got in a car accident or something. And he walking over like, what's up, bow leg? Fuck with his ass. And he had coffee breath.
Oh, that's the worst. It's funny that you actually mentioned that, because I went to a dual diagnosis, like, rehabs place. It was an inpatient rehab, and one of the counselors there, we were doing it was like a family come day. Like, the family comes and visits, and you do like a group, like everyone sits in a circle and everyone shares and talks and blah, blah, blah. And the counselor was nodding off on perks, dude. She was like this.
What the fuck?
Nodding off. And we're all in rehab, you know? And we're all like,
serious?
Dude, and my mom, me and my mom still laugh about this today. Dude, my mom lit this bitch up, just fucking, you fucking come in here and da-da-da-da-da. These kids are all trying to get clean off of the fucking drugs, and you're coming in here and nodding off. And she's like, oh, I'm just sick, and I'm blah, blah, blah. And dude, my mom chewed her ass. It was, and then it was like one of the same situation for you, where you're just like, dang, you don't give a fuck about us. And we had the same paycheck, thought. Man. I had the exact same thought. As like, you don't give a fuck. You're not even sober. You're sitting here preaching to us how it's going to ruin our life. You're 55 years old, and you're over here nodding off in a fucking inpatient rehab full of a bunch of 15-year-old kids who are just trying to get clean. Even though I wasn't trying to get clean, but you know what I mean? Like, you want to be better, you know?
Whether you were trying to or not, you were in a position where you didn't have a choice to be there, and that person is supposed to be helping you get out of there.
Yeah, so it's just interesting, because it's like those people in that situation, it might just be a paycheck to them.
It is.
And maybe they started with good intentions, but now maybe it's not there anymore, you know?
I would like to think that everybody that does that job starts it with good intentions. And at the end of the day, we are all humans. And I don't think that, because I've thought about being a psychiatrist.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I could be like, I think it takes a fucked up person to heal fucked up people.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I come to you, I do therapy right now.
Mm-hmm.
And if my therapist was like, yeah, I've had a great fucking life, and, you know, everything's hunky-dory, like, I can't relate to you, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to talk to you no more.
I agree.
Like, I don't want to talk to you no more.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be fucked up to be talking to the fucked up.
The best therapist I ever had was the ex-meth
That's
addict.
why I think we fucked.
Yeah, because we're both so fucked up.
Yeah,
the best therapist I ever had, he was a meth addict who went to prison and got out and changed his life.
Man. Hey, just in case this does get seen, there's a gentleman named Sean Pons, and he's in Lee County Jail right now, and he's in jail for some shit that I truly believe he's innocent for. His case does not make sense, if there's somebody out there watching this that wants to help him out, man, help him out.
I know, actually, and we can talk about this after. I know some people who, a girl who came on this podcast who has some connections with the local government here. So
I would love that, man, because this gentleman, I went to jail recently, not recently, like back in March.
Mm-hmm.
Some shit happened. I'm not gonna go into it, but that cracker had been in there for 9 months when I got there, and he let me read his shit, and it don't add up, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It just don't. He's got priors. I ain't gonna lie. He admits it. He's like, I fucked up in life, but what they got him in there for does not make sense, bro.
That's so scary too.
They can just
take your freedom
to the point. Like everybody's like, I'm innocent. Okay, buddy. Shit doesn't make, literally, his court documents don't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't add up.
Yeah, it's scary.
Like,
man.
to the average motherfucker, you can look at this and be like, wait a minute, this says something different than this.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in there for almost a year now.
Yeah, that's a long time to be sitting in county.
He's facing 3 life sentences.
Damn, for real?
Yeah.
Holy shit. I'm going to have to look him up when we get done with this.
And he's a genuine guy.
Mm-hmm.
I went in, when I was in there, and he became my cellmate, and he ain't got nothing to do but time to talk.
Mm-hmm.
And I broke down in there, bro, because I couldn't. That's the longest I've been away from my wife and children and shit. And he looked out for me. He gave me that. So as soon as I got out, I was like, bro, when I get out, I'm going to take care of you, man. I got you. He's like, yeah, everybody says that. Something, man, like $120 worth of fucking canteen, put money on his cards, all that shit. Like, I got you. And I told him, like, straight up, bro. Like, if you end up, if something fucks up, you get life, I got you for life.
Hell yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to make it work. I can't promise you shit every month, but I got you for life.
Hell
bro.
yeah. Yeah.
Just because it goes back to saying you meet good people in times where everybody thinks that if you're in county jail, you're in prison, you're a piece of shit. It's just not how it works, man. It's really not.
No.
There's innocent people in there.
There is. And there's people who did make bad decisions in a weird moment in their life, and they're great people.
We all deserve to be forgiven.
Definitely. I agree.
I think that,
unless you're a child molester.
Yeah, if you're a child molester,
I knew that would get
fuck you, bro. Die slow, bitch. Die slow.
So let's go back to that level 8. So eventually you get out. So you must have had a good streak.
Yeah, I got my shit together.
Okay.
Yeah, I got my shit together. It's kind of a bittersweet thing. Yeah, I ain't talked about this in a while. It's kind of a bittersweet thing because I kept fucking up, man, and I kept getting something back to level 1 because I was only supposed to do 6 months. I ended up doing 22 months, and I had it all.
So basically 2 years.
I did 2 years. I was supposed to be released to my mama.
Mm-hmm.
DCF had a specific plan with my mother. All she had to do was pass X amount of drug tests, get a place where I could have a bedroom. Everything was fine. She had 2 years to do this. She didn't do it.
Just couldn't figure it out.
I wouldn't. She didn't try.
Mm-hmm.
She came to visit me like 2 or 3 times. But I made a promise to her, and I made a promise to my grandma. I was fucking with the gang shit. And I was wild, bro. At the end of the day, I was a wild little motherfucker, bro. I was willing to fight anybody, anytime. Didn't matter. I was a banger. It was that's how I enjoyed myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like when a bitch hit me. I like to hit people. Which is ignorant. But I made it. I have some of these letters, man. I'll bring them next time I come. I got a whole document folder.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I'll bring it next time. But I sent my mom this letter, and I said, "Mama, I'm tired of doing this. I want to be better, and I want to come home to you." I don't want to do this. I'm going to let go of the gang shit. I'm not going to fuck with no gang shit no more. I'm not going to fight nobody no more. And I didn't. I stopped everything. I committed to therapy. Not with that dude. Me and that dude that I'm not going to mention his name. Me and him got actually, we agreed to each other. We going to do this together. And dude, we had, my sister actually, I don't know what the fuck she did with them, but she wanted to read them. So I sent them to her. But we had all those composition books. I had like 7 of them, bro, just between me and him. And that's how we did it. We literally just wrote shit down. We wrote it in code, too, because we weren't allowed to. Cause we were talking about fucking some of these officers and shit. So but real shit, man. We damn. It's kind of wild because I never really talked about that aspect of this until right now, and I never really thought about how powerful that is. But we really made an agreement. 14, 15 years old. We was like, man, we want to get out of here. We don't want to do this right. And I know this counselor motherfucker ain't for us. So we made an agreement. We wrote in these composition books, bro, and we passed them back between and forth each other. And
You're good.
We worked this shit out. And anyways, I was supposed to get out on my birthday's February 21st. I was set to get out on February 22nd, 2005. Or 2004, I'm sorry. And I graduated in 2005. I put in a petition. I was like, yo, that's the day before my birthday. I was like, can y'all work something out? Let me get out on my birthday at least, man. So we what was your question? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Just keep going.
Damn. They wanted me to. I wrote like 387 songs while I was in there, and I did like almost 1,000 poems. It got stolen from me right before I got out. They was like, man, write a song about your childhood, and I did it, and I went and presented this to the whole community, and they were like, all right, we'll grant you the day before. So I got out on my 17th birthday.
No shit.
Yeah. I thought I was getting out to my mama though. I got out back to foster care.
Damn. How did you find? What did you find that out once you're like you're walking out and you're like, oh, by the way,
the day before.
Fuck, dude.
They came to me and told me your mama has not fulfilled her obligations for you to go home with her, so you have to come home with us.
And up to this point, did you think that you were like? I mean, obviously you thought you were going home to your mama, but
she went and bought me clothes. They already had them. My mom went and bought me clothes and all this shit, and it was in the conference room. I got to see it.
So at this point, I mean, you're believing in her. You're thinking that she's doing everything she needs to. You thought for sure this is what's happening, and that didn't happen. That's fucking difficult, dude. That's hard.
I didn't want to get out.
Yeah, you were like, I might as well just stay here. I'm already
told them
adjusted.
I was like, I'm straight. I'll just stay here, and they wouldn't let me. So I tried to get in a fight, just stay, and they wouldn't. They wouldn't let me.
Damn, that's rough, man. So then you get out, and they bring you to foster care, and then do you?
Yo, I got out and I got to foster care, bro. So mind you, I've been in prison for 2 years. I got released to these ladies, but these ladies that I got released to, I've been dealing with for the 2 years, so I knew them at least.
And how are you dealing with them? What do you mean?
They were good people. They came to see. They came to see me before more than my mama did.
So were they kind of just like a backup plan, and then the backup plan had to
No, they were the caseworkers.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So I seen them more than I did my mama.
Gotcha.
I seen them like at least once a month.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I found, because I was out in the courtyard somebody stole my shit, man. And we was driving down the road, and I went to reach in my bag to get my shit and realized my shit was gone. I made them drive back to the prison. They wouldn't let me in there. I lost a lot. Anyways, I said my one desire. I said I want to go to a taco place. I want to get some tacos. They brought me to Taco Bell, which is I knew they're white people. You know what I'm saying?
It's the number one Mexican restaurant in the United States. Did you know that? Did you know that? That's a fact, though.
It's a white people restaurant.
But that is a fact. I'm not saying. In as far as like.
If I tell you that I want tacos and you bring me to Taco Bell, I don't like you anymore.
Isn't that crazy though? That's an actual statistic. That's
for white people.
For people in the United States in general. I'm saying like the number one Mexican restaurant.
It's not Mexican restaurant.
But that's what they label it as, right?
Yeah, white people.
I know, I agree. But I'm saying like that's the number one Mexican restaurant in the United States.
Fuck Taco Bell, bro. Hey, fuck Taco. When you're drunk and shit. It's fine. Hey, listen, I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't eat Taco Bell. I'll fuck Taco Bell up. But bitch, if I'm sober and I say, hey, I want tacos, bitch, I want tacos. I want motherfuckers not to speak English where I'm going. I want the bitch to question me if I say I don't want tomatoes. They'll be like, what do you mean? I want to be judged. Like,
I know exactly what you mean.
Nah, I want goddamn tacos. And when I go there and they say, oh, the gringo, green sauce. Nah, bitch, I want the red sauce. Fuck you mean? Fuck you mean, bruh? Hey, but real shit. Nah, I got released to these women. They took me to Taco Bell. We ate the Taco Bell. And then I got took to this house. The dude that I told you about in Fort Myers.
Mm-hmm.
And this might sound weird to some people. The whole time I was in foster care, I told them, I was like, don't bring me to no white folks' house.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how to be around white people. I was like, I got to go to black households.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that sounds weird, especially I'm here with my boots and everything.
Black on the inside.
I'm black as fuck. I'm black from the waist down. Nah, man, I really didn't. I honest to God I didn't grow up around white people like that. Even in Naples, bro, which is why. I did, because we were going out and doing country boy shit. I went hunting and we was going in the woods and doing mud bogging and all that shit. But there was black people that was doing that too.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went to school, I was the only white boy.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we went to Mockley, I was the only white boy. The day I'll never forget that day I walked into Mockley. I went to Pinecrest Elementary. I'll never forget the looks I got and how I was treated, all that. Anyways, the prison shit. When I got out, I told them I got to go to black houses, black or Hispanic houses.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go. Because my understanding of white people houses was like Naples white people's houses. And
that's a different type of white.
They're not going to know me. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to like me anyway. There's no point in me going here. They're not going to like me.
You should bring me back here.
Yeah, 'cause I'm going to fuck your shit up, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I know I'm going to fuck your house up.
And white Naples is different than...
white Naples is different than
Naples white is... Yeah. That's white.
That's white. That's that white folks that people make fun of. That's that shit you see on cameos and shit.
Yeah.
Fuck those white crackers, bro. But no, so it was different, man. It was different. I got released to this dude. I'm not gonna put his name out there or nothing. But literally, I walked out of prison, went to Taco Bell, drove from Arcadia, because that's where I was at, to Fort Myers, right here off in the shores, and got brought to this dude's house, man. And that's why I say he was, yes, ma'am, no. Oh, nice to meet you, John. This and that. Swear on everything I love, bro. As soon as that door closed, that motherfucker turned around and said, listen here, cracker. So he talked to me, bro. He's a black dude. Listen.
Oh, he was a black dude?
Oh, yeah. I told you, I refused to go to white people's houses. I had to go to black homes.
Oh, I thought you were saying because of that, they brought... all right, never mind. Yeah. So he was a black dude. All right. I got you.
Hey, motherfucker, shut that door. Listen here, cracker. I got shit to do. I'm going to drop you off at the mall. I'll come back and pick you up when I'm done. I ain't even seen females in 2 years, bro. You gonna drop me off at the what? Bruh. So this motherfucker loads me up, right? I go in there and set all my stuff off in the room. This motherfucker loads me up, drops me off at the Edison Mall in Fort Myers.
Yeah.
Bro. That was a mind fuck.
Yeah, dude.
Literally, I swear on everything. I'm gonna just imitate it since this thing. I opened the door. He dropped me off in front of the fucking food court. I opened the door and I went, pulled that bitch back closed, and I went and sat down on a bench, bro.
That's a lot, man.
That was a lot to take in.
Yeah.
I went and sat on the bench. I'm sitting there. I'm 17 years old. It's my 17th birthday. I'm sitting there on the bench. And this white dude walks up, sits next to me. Older white dude walks up, sits next to me. He said, man, how long did you go in for? First thing he said to me. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, I can tell by your demeanor, man, you've been locked up. How long was you in for? I said, 2 years, sir. You want a cigarette? Yes, sir, I'll take one. He gave me a cigarette, and he's like, hey, man, shit gonna get better from here. Pat me on the shoulder, and he walked away. I smoked that cigarette, got higher than I'd ever been, and walked around that mall. I never went inside. Couldn't. I
just
tried.
Walked around the outside of it?
Just kept walking around the outside of it, bro. Till dark. Couldn't. I tried multiple times. I couldn't go inside.
Mm-hmm.
It was too overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
And then he come back and picked me up, brought me back to the house, and told me, he's like, listen, I've been a prison guard for a long time, this and that. I know where you come from. I'll break your fucking jaw if you disrespect my house. You go in there and lay the fuck down, shut the fuck up. This and that. If you do good, I'll start treating you better. I said, all right, sir. I got you. Ain't no problem. He a big old dude, bro. Big old dude. But I was free. So I was like, all right, sir. I got you. I was there. Another kid come in about a week later. And I earned his trust, whatever. Other kid come in. He's like, I don't trust this cracker. Watch him. You keep an eye on him. Keep him in line. I'll buy you a phone. I was like, man, I don't want nothing from you for keeping nobody in line, bro. I was like, I don't know where this kid come from, what he done, what he been through. I'm not doing that. He's like, oh, so you must want to sleep outside. That's how he treated us, bro. I was like, man, I'll do whatever, bro. I'm not treating no other human like an animal, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I slept outside multiple times. It's fine. I'm not treating nobody like no animal.
Mm-hmm.
That was a little bit, the foster care shit.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy, man.
It was rough, man. But, it is what it is. One day I loaded up. My mama had given me all this shit. One day I was like, hey, man, I randomly ran into my brother. He ended up living right down the road. I was like, hey, man, I'm finna go wash clothes.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, all right. Packed up whatever I could fit in my duffel bag, jumped on a Greyhound bus, went to the East Coast with the dude I met in prison.
Mm.
And that's a whole different story. That was a different episode 2, bitch.
So you get out of foster care, or you escape foster care, basically. I mean, you dip out, you go to the East Coast, and then from there, I mean, you're turning 18 not too
yeah,
much longer after that, I would imagine. So then what's life like for you? I mean,
running.
Yeah.
Running, gunning, man. From that point, there was no home base anymore. I bounced around, bro. Went to Texas. Went to Baltimore, Maryland. I just jumped around, bro. I went. There's a good period that I was just a piece of shit, honestly. If we're being 100% honest with each other, I was just a piece of shit living in a crack house, selling crack and not doing nothing with my life.
Where was that at?
Mockley. Yeah.
So how long were you bouncing around before you came back to Florida?
Oh, I didn't last long anywhere. It got too cold and shit.
Yeah.
Nah.
Once you adjust that Florida weather, bro.
Nah, Bubba. I'm a cracker, bro. I was in Maryland for 3 weeks. Nah. It hit 19 degrees and on.
Like, I gotta go.
Well, there was other factors to that too.
Yeah.
Fuck boy shit.
Mm-hmm.
People that, man, something about me is I'm a man of my word, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I hold people accountable. I'm gonna hold you to a standard.
Mm-hmm.
If you say you about that shit, I'm gonna hold you to a standard.
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't meet that.
No.
They don't meet that, bro.
Mm-mm.
Most people run their goddamn mouth. They ain't about that shit.
I'd say 99%.
99%. They run the goddamn gator and they ain't about that shit. Yeah. If I tell you I love you, if I fuck with you, that's what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You can sleep in my fucking floor. You can sleep in my home. I'm going to take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
Most people ain't about that shit, bro.
No, definitely not.
Motherfucker. And I've always, especially in my younger years, bro, I do try to give people the benefit of the doubt in that aspect because I know I was a very intense person back then. I know there's no way that I was easy to deal with. At the same time though, you said you loved me.
Mm-hmm.
You said you accepted me.
Mm-hmm.
You invited me here in reference to the Maryland guy. You knew who I am.
Mm-hmm.
There's a story behind that.
You don't want to get into it?
I'm down.
Let's hear it.
So this little cracker.
Wait. You want another glass of whiskey? Or you good?
Yeah, I got a pee anyway. Let's pee. Oh, I was gonna ask. Let's get back to it.
Yeah. So Maryland. So what happens in Maryland? You said there was a backstory.
All right. So this Maryland story starts in Lehigh. When I got out of prison, I was supposed to go to Riverdale. Went to like orientation or something. I don't know what the fuck it was. I got dropped off there and I just got up in the middle of it, walked out and walked the fuck home. And I never went back.
Okay.
I don't. Honestly.
Said I made up my mind.
Yeah. And then that's when I bucked. I went to the East Coast, met up with my buddy from prison. Went over there for like a little over a month and a half, something like that. Then 4th of July come, and I wanted to see my mama. I wanted to see my people. So I worked, did some side jobs type shit, got a Greyhound bus ticket, got back over here. First day I walked up, found out my mama was in jail. My granny was like, "Why are you here?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "You got warrants." I was like, "I know, but I wanted to see y'all." Go ahead and go in there and go to sleep, baby. Go to sleep in my bed. And she called the police on me.
Damn.
Yeah. I don't know what her reasoning for that was. I'd like to think that she knew who my mama was, and she wanted better for me. I'd like to think. I don't know what the reason was, though. I got woke up, literally. They had already handcuffed me while I was sleeping.
Damn.
And I woke up, and they were standing over me and holding me down one throat. I was violent, so I'm sure that's the reason they did it like that to me.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I went to jail. Backtrack a little bit more than that. When I got out of prison, I met this chick named Becky. Becky tried to be in a relationship with me a bunch of times, but I didn't like white girls like that. Just, I don't know. It was weird. I was a weird guy. I like Spanish chicks and shit, you know.
Everyone's got their taste.
Yeah. And anyways, so she took a liking to me, and her family took a liking to me. And when all that happened, whatever, I went to jail. And her mother and her father, they're church-going folks. real good folks. And they came to court for me. And me and Becky, regardless, like, she tried to hit on me. Never happened. And we became, like, that was like a sister to me.
Mm.
I opened up to her more than I opened up to anybody else in my life. And she listened to me. And they took me in. They showed up to court and said, listen, we don't want this kid to go back to foster care. We want him to come and live with us. We don't want no money. We just want him to come live with us. And I did. Somehow that shit worked out, and I went and lived with them. And in doing that, I went to Lehigh Senior High School. I met this little fuck boy named Zach. Little fucking goth kid. Somehow I ended up with the goth kids. I don't know how. I grew up around black people my whole life. But even in all my life, I don't like, I've never liked people getting picked on.
I get that.
I don't tolerate that. Because I always got picked on. Dude, I got fucked. You have no idea how I was the white boy. White boy, crack of this, crack of that, white boy. Bitch, I'll fight every one of you motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I got just trashed my whole life there. So when I went there, there was all these little goth kids, and they didn't want to fight, man. And all the gangsters in Lehigh wanted to beat these kids up. And it just didn't talk. The main thing that happened was one time we got out of school, and everybody went to the library right there in Lehigh, and this black dude ran up and punched this little goth chick, hit her in the face, to try to start this war between the goths and the gangsters, is what it was called.
Could you pick on a softer group of people?
It's exactly, like, bro. These motherfuckers don't want to fight, bro. Dude. They want to skateboard and fucking do drugs and shit. Yeah. But it pissed me off, bro. And we was literally in the parking lot of the library, and there's like all these motherfuckers surrounding these goth kids, and they're all ready to bang. These goth kids are sitting at the table, not even making eye contact. And I got mad, bro. And I stood up and I was like, what's up, man? Fuck that, bro. Y'all want to bang with something? Let's bang. I'll fight you motherfuckers. What's up? And they ain't want to fight me. Blase. So I met this kid, Zach. Similar situation. He was finna get jumped. I stepped up. I never met this kid a day in my life. And he's like, honest to God, this kid's probably like 5'3". Got like disformed arms.
He ain't fight nobody.
Yeah, like he would. That's the thing about him. That little motherfucker would bang. He's gonna get his ass whooped.
Yeah,
but he'll fight. I'm just not. You're not. I don't give a fuck if you're black, white, yellow, brown, pink, whatever the fuck color you are. I don't care. I don't care if you gay, straight, whatever you are. You ain't getting jumped in front of me. Mm-hmm. Point blank. Period. We gonna get jumped together. I don't care. Period. I've never met you a day in my life. If I see you getting jumped, bitch, we fighting together. Mm-hmm. I don't care. So I stood up for this little motherfucker. Ended up becoming friends with him. And all in all, it ended up he was from Maryland, went back to Maryland. 2008 happened, which down here was a recession. It was, man, dude. I don't know what it was like in the rest of the country.
It was the same where I was at.
Murder.
Yeah, it was
just
the same.
Murder.
Mm-hmm.
It was ugly as fuck down here, bro. Mm-hmm. Lehigh Acres was in New York Times for the ghetto of America. Mm-hmm. It was ugly down here, bro. Ugly. Was no work. It wasn't shit. I hit him up. He was back in Maryland. Hey, move up here, bro. I got you. I'll get you a job. I bet. Hopped on a Greyhound, went up to Maryland. Glen Burnie, Maryland, right outside Baltimore is where I was staying with him. Get up there, no job. There's no job to be had. So I'm going around every day, walking, applying for jobs. It's fucking snow flurries and shit. So I don't know how to deal with this cold. I ain't got nothing but I ain't even have a jacket. You know what I'm saying? But he had some friends, bro. And like, especially back in them days, I guess I was what you would call a wigger. I was a little gangster motherfucker. You know
I was the same way when I was young.
No, I was.
Yeah, I feel
I was a product of my environment. I was a product of my environment.
Yeah, I feel you.
And I'm still a gangster.
I feel you.
No,
you are.
but I'm not.
Nah, you are.
But I'm not.
You got the soul of a gangster.
Yeah, but I'm not, though. I'm a soft-ass motherfucker now. But anyways, I go up there, bro, and I finally got a job at this warehouse. And he's like a punk rock kid, all that shit. I was never, I didn't know much. I listened to rock and shit, but we just, where I grew up, bro, you didn't have a choice. You a gangster, you ain't. Excuse me. And one night, he had a friend over there, and I was sleeping on the couch. And I was sleeping, bro. I had an interview, I started work the next morning. I didn't interview that day. I was supposed to start work the next morning at like 6 a.m. I had to leave at 5. So I'm sleeping on the couch. I'm on the couch, bro, sleeping, and his homeboy came and like sat on the edge of the couch and like kicked his butt back and like pushed me. And it pissed me off, bro.
That would piss me off too.
And I woke up, they're playing video games. And I grabbed that bitch, I slung him. And I was like, what the fuck wrong with you, bro? You know what I'm saying? And my boy that I thought was my boy, he's like, man, why you talking to him like that? And they both jumped on me. They didn't physically jump on me, but they're both like talking shit. And I was like, bro, if y'all want to talk, I'll fuck both of y'all up right now. What's happening? You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't shit. Like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but if y'all want to talk that shit, bro, let's go. My homeboy's girl comes out. They all, like, it took me a minute to realize they all hated me because I was a wigger. You know what I'm saying? So especially up there in Maryland area.
So they were kind of like waiting for a reason.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Okay.
They was all goth.
Yeah.
Rocker kids.
Yeah.
They didn't know nothing about people like me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you mean.
So I'm like, bro, you gonna do me like that, bro? Like, bro, this kid Zach, I've stopped you from getting your head smashed so many times, bro. Like, I can count on 2 hands. Like, you could have died down in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So all in all, blase. I get up next morning, go to work, whatever, come back. Nobody's home. I had a key. So I come in. I didn't think that was wrong. Come in the house, I'm sitting down, I'm watching TV. My boy's girl comes home. She walks in. She's like, what are you doing here? I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, I told Zach you need to leave. I'm like, me and Zach haven't. So I called Zach. He wouldn't answer me. Next thing she goes in the bedroom, locks herself in the bedroom. Next thing, like 20 minutes later, police show up. You got to get the fuck out of here. Bitch, I'm in Maryland, bro. I don't know where I'm at. We're in an apartment complex. His neighbors, they were cool. It was a black dude and this white dude. They were like friends. They had this apartment. They were cool as fuck, bro. Police made me get out. I got all my shit. I'm sitting on a stairwell, bro. It's 19 degrees outside, raining. I have no phone, nothing. Sitting there, the next door neighbor's girlfriend comes home. She's like, John, we all hung out type shit. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, this motherfucker, I don't know what's going on. Oh, he kicked me out. Man, you can stay with us. What's going on? Just come stay with us. So I'm in their house. This motherfucker, I can hear him come home, bro, because the doors are like this. Mm-hmm. Their door, his door. It's an apartment shit up there. Bro, I go to beating on that door. I know he's in there. Beating on that bitch. Man, bring your puss ass outside, bro. Like, what are you doing, man? You can't. And
at least it's just say it to my face.
Wouldn't come outside. Never to that day.
Damn.
Those neighbors let me sleep on their couch and go back. And they brought me to the bus station. I went back home to Florida. I don't know if that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So then after you get back to Florida, what's life like after that?
I came back to nothing.
Yeah.
It was nothing, man, for a long time, bro. It was most of my life in those periods was just bouncing around trying to figure my way. Because I wasn't, I wouldn't ask nobody for no handout. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not going to ask you for no place to stay. I'm not asking you for no money. I'm not asking you for no food. I'm not asking you for shit. And even if you offered to me 9 times out of 10, I'm going to turn it down out of pride. Mm-hmm. And I sleep, bro. I slept in dumpsters. I've slept in the woods. I slept on cardboard. It was whatever. Because in all that, I always had that mentality like it's gonna pay off. Because I had this vision. Mm-hmm. I've always had a vision of what I wanted to do.
Yeah, you're a very motivated person. Mm-hmm. That's for sure.
I always had a vision. I never knew how the fuck I was gonna do it, but I had a vision. Mm-hmm. And I was blessed to have some people in my life that stepped up and helped me out and did this. And I've burned some bridges. You know what I'm saying?
We all have.
But I made it, I guess. And it was rough, man. It was rough coming back, especially coming back for shit like that. Like where you go to, I was going to Maryland thinking, hey man, life's gonna be, it's gonna be easier.
You know, give you some hope.
I'm gonna go up here. I'm going to a new place. I'm gonna actually work. There's no jobs down here. There's nothing down here. All that's going on down here is murder and fucking dope dealing. Mm-hmm. I don't want no part in that shit. No. Like, even at a young age, I was trying to get out of it, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, don't get me wrong. I indulged in not murder and nothing like that. I indulged in shit though. I indulged in the dope dealing. I indulged in robbery and shit like that. Not. Let me correct that real quick. I want to make that first and foremost. I've never broken into nobody's house. I ain't never robbed nobody's house. I did rob folks though when I was in my younger ages, but it was hand-to-hand combat.
You gave them an opportunity.
100%.
Can't say the same. I mean, I robbed people.
I gave motherfucker. As fucked up as it may sound, in my mind at that point, it was morals. If I'm gonna rob you, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to earn your shit. Didn't use no weapons. Didn't do nothing. Hand-to-hand combat. If I beat your ass, hey, listen, you're finna lose everything you got.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to laugh at that.
No, I know. I mean, I get it, man. I get it. At some point, you meet your wife.
Meeting my wife, man, that was. I love that woman to death.
I can tell.
I do. I have her tattooed right here. She's I love her to death.
You got your girl tattooed where?
Right here under my ribs.
I got my girl tattooed under my ribs too.
Bro, get the fuck
I swear to
here,
God,
bro.
I swear to God, right here. Well, I guess it's a little lower.
I got her up here.
All right, that's funny. On the same side.
Yeah, no, that's my baby. I love that woman.
Makes the world of difference having a woman like that, man.
We've had some ugly times. We have. With that being said, I ain't never had nobody in my life stand behind me the way she has. I don't think she realizes how much I appreciate that sometimes.
It's beautiful. How'd you guys meet?
Hair school.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Which is funny.
Yeah. I know
motherfuckers.
Look at me. Bitch, I know how to do nails. I do women's hair, bro. I do blow drying and all that shit.
Yeah.
Hey, but no, I met my wife in hair school, man. I was with my oldest son's mother. I was with her at the time. And nah, man. Actually, my wife was fucking. So I was hanging out with a dude there. Me and him was kicking it, and she was fucking with him. Mm-hmm. And I seen her when we first did our orientation or whatever. I seen her. I didn't really look. And there's something about it, man. One day I went with him to go to her because I was supposed to mess with this other girl. And I watched my wife. She got out of her car, and I laid eyes on her, bro. And I said, and to myself, I was like, that's mine right there. Mm-hmm. I fell in love with her like that. As soon as I said, it's just something about, I don't know what it was.
I know what you mean.
Seen her get out of that car, and I was like, that's mine. That's mine.
I know exactly what you mean. And when I met Emma, we talked on FaceTime for a long time, like a month before we actually met in person. But when we met in person, I mean, talking on FaceTime is one thing, but when we met in person, I remember her rounding her corner. We were meeting at a hotel in between Green Bay and Minneapolis. And I remember we were on the phone talking. She's like, where are you? And I was like, I'm in the lobby, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, all right, I'm coming around the side of the building. And Dude, I remember when she like rounded the side of the building and came in and walked in through like these sliding doors, and like right when I laid my eyes on her, it was just like, that's the woman I'm gonna marry. I don't know why. Yeah. I don't know why, but it was just like, that's it.
I never had that, bro.
I know.
And I'm sorry, baby. I messed with a lot of different women.
Me too. I was a piece of shit.
Oh yeah, I was a piece of shit. I ran through them.
Mm-hmm.
I never, ever, ever, ever even had that consideration with another one. Okay. There was one other woman I fell in love with.
Yeah.
And I always thought that, but honestly, the more I think about it and the way I feel now, it was never really, I was in a shitty time in life. I was homeless. And I'm not going to say I wasn't in love with that girl. Her name's Jamie. But it wasn't what I have with my wife.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I had that.
I didn't see the moment I laid out. That moment, just that one, I'll never forget it. I know what she was wearing to this day.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you the color of her shirt, what she was wearing, her shoes, how she stepped out of the car. I fell in love with her right there. And I love her to this day the same way.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it.
And that girl that I fell in love with before, I could give a fuck less right now.
Crazy.
She was just a pillar to lean on in a time of my life, I guess you could say. And I did love the girl. I did. Yeah. You know, I'm not going to deny that. But I wasn't in love with her like that.
Yeah, people play
I'll
certain.
die about my wife.
Yeah, people play certain roles when they need to.
Yeah,
you know,
everybody. Yeah, you have moments in life.
Mm-hmm.
But that I'll never forget that, seeing my wife.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I love it because it just I love knowing that like you feel that way about someone, as corny as that sounds.
No, it's not corny, man.
Because like I know how special that is, dude.
It's very special.
It's like that. Even talking about it as corny as it sounds.
I never thought I'd have that,
dude. It makes me want to cry even thinking about it. I know it sounds so corny, but like I think about that moment.
You don't have to excuse that with me, brother.
Dude. We're blessed men. We're blessed men to have women in our lives like that, man.
Yeah,
we're both very lucky.
Hard ass bitch.
Hell yeah.
She's a bad bitch, man. She is.
So at some point you have kids.
Oh, I've got 3 of them.
So what was that a planned situation? Was that a
the 2 with my wife was, yes.
Yeah.
My firstborn, no. If it wasn't for Malachi, me and my wife wouldn't have lasted.
Mm-hmm.
Because Malachi calmed me down. Because of like what we discussed earlier, I had to have him. I took him when he was like little over 2 years old. He came to live with me. I couldn't take it. I had to have him with me.
Mm-hmm.
And that caused a little bit of issue between my wife. You know, cause my wife was 19 at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
baby.
That's 100% understandable in her aspect of she didn't know how to deal with the shit. Like she just got with someone. She fell in love with me too. But this motherfucker got a kid now.
Yeah.
Like my wife was in. That's how fucked up this is. My wife right now was in the. She was there at the hospital when my son was born.
No.
Yeah, I left my baby mama when she was 5 months pregnant and got with my wife.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a trip.
Yeah.
That's a fucking
trip.
So
my oldest son has been part of my wife's life from day one.
You know what's funny, dude, is when I dated this girl. She was like Emma calls her my one that got away. I don't know if you listened to the first podcast at all.
Not all the way through. I'll admit it. I've listened to.
Who has time to listen to 2 hours of people talking?
I do. I listen to Joe Rogan on shit. It wasn't on Spotify yet, though. You can't just listen to. Now I'll listen to it.
Spotify and Apple, baby.
But when it's on YouTube, you can't like turn your phone off and like listen to it.
Well, you got to pay $15 a month.
I'm not doing that.
I know it's like one of those things. You're like, God damn.
No, I pay for Spotify.
You either got one or the other.
Hey, Spotify, endorse this motherfucker. Tested and twisted, endorse it.
So, going back to your wife. You have some kids.
Yeah, me and my wife have 2 kids together. John Thomas and Waylon Roy. Yeah.
And how old are they?
4 and 1.
They're your world.
All 3 of them. Malachi, John Thomas Whalen are my world. Yes,
That's amazing.
they are. I will live and die for them.
That's amazing. I don't want to dive too far into that just because they are children and I don't like to talk about children on the internet. People are fucking weird.
I'm not talking about them. I ain't gonna put no pictures up of them, or we're not gonna delve too much into them yet. But
you feel like the fact that you're in your children's life and the fact that they're all boys.
Yeah,
it's
a blessing.
It's just crazy, man. But do you feel like the fact that
I always say my name is John motherfucking Mills. I don't pump nothing but testosterone.
Hell yeah. You feel like the fact that you've been in their life, that's been healing for you since you didn't have your biological dad in your life? In a way.
Yes and no. I feel like that's something that's a blessing and a curse because there's a lot of times with my children I feel like a piece of shit, bro. Because I have no example to go off of. I have nothing to reference. I don't know what it's like to be a father. I don't know what it's like to talk to a father. I don't know what fatherly advice is. And my children are growing up, because of my own decisions, my children are growing up a much different way than I did. My children can't relate to me. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't that a great thing, though?
It is. It's all I ever wanted. But when it comes to talking to them, it's hard. Because for me to sit down with my kids and be like, hey, this is what prison's like. They'll be like, what's prison? You know what I'm saying? I've always been real with my children, especially Malachi's oldest. He's 13. I've always been real with him. I talk to him. I'll sit down and have real man conversations with him. I keep it PG-13. It's just I don't have no reference points to go off of. I don't know what you're supposed to tell. I never had a dad. The folks that I had that were men, aside from Johnny Stubbs, again, our shit got edited. Johnny Stubbs is the only father I've ever known. I love that motherfucker. Him and Rick Reynolds. Rick Reynolds is one of the fire chiefs of Lee County. And I've only known him for about 7 years, but that's a father figure to me, and I love that man to death. But I don't know, I never had a daddy talk to me. I had pimps and crackheads and dope dealers. That's who I had educate me.
Mm-hmm.
I had motherfuckers sitting out, hey, boy, you don't disrespect your mama, man. If you want to get out here and get this money, boy, get out here and get this money. Blase, blase. So it's a gift and a curse, like I said, because I do my absolute best, and I sit down and try to talk to my children, relate things to them. But I don't have a reference point, man. I don't know what it's like to have a daddy.
I think that might be an amazing thing. I honestly do. I think the fact that you didn't have a dad in your life might make things possibly better, you know?
Possibly, yeah.
Because you're filling these shoes.
It hurts me though.
Yeah. I think about that all the time because
it's very hurtful.
I didn't have a biological dad. I didn't have a dad in my life for a very long time, and I think about that. And I think that's one of the situations that like holds me off from having kids. Sometimes it's like subconsciously is that
it hurts, man.
Yeah,
it hurts.
Yeah,
I'm 36. I'm 4 years away from 40 years old, and this is the first time I'm gonna say this out loud. But man, there's time I wish I could call my daddy.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had that. And I again with Johnny Stubbs, but it's different. It's different.
Way different.
It's different. I'm never gonna be able to take my kids to their grandpa's house. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Luckily, I had a stepdad step in at like 12.
Your stepdad stepping?
My stepdad stepped in.
Oh!
That's a bar.
Yo, I thought you said I had a stepdad stepping.
No,
I like that, though. Let's go with it.
My stepdad stepped in at like 11, 12 years old, and he changed my life. I mean, amazing human being, dude.
I had a couple of them.
I had some stepdads. I had
There's two
some
motherfuckers.
Stepdads.
Yeah, I had two people that made an impact on me. I'll never forget them. They didn't last long, which is another reason makes me question my whole my mother and my actual father's relationship, because I just watched them come and go, line them up, come and go. And there was two, Kirk Sargent and Richard Osborne. Those two men, they made an impact on my life. I'll never forget them.
I had two as well. It's funny, man.
It is. It's weird. It's weird because you're getting older.
Yeah.
You're getting older and you're in a position that, what are you going to do about it? And anyways, let's talk about something else that's happy. Talk about a happy thing real quick, please.
I mean, I think the fact that you found your wife is beautiful. I think the fact that you had kids is beautiful. I think the fact that you are the person that you are is beautiful. I think that there's certain people put in certain situations in their life because they're going to create other. I think that there's like an effect, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that because you were in a certain situation and you went through certain things, you're going to be able to pass knowledge down to your children who you have now.
100%.
And they're going to do amazing things. They're going to do amazing things.
I already know all my kids are going to be better than I ever could imagine.
And
my son Malachi, bro, that cracker, he's an amazing artist. He does, dude, you can see it.
And that's a fucking gift,
He's an
man.
amazing artist. He's smart as fuck. He's going to do something good. And they're all going to be better than me.
Yeah.
I promise you.
And that's the goal, right?
100%.
That's the goal.
I can die a piece of shit as long as I know I raised 3 big boys.
Hell yeah. And I just feel like if you guys take anything from this podcast, I just want that to be one of the things, is that even if you had a rough life, man, that doesn't like define who you are. And like, just because you had certain situations that fucked up your life, that doesn't define who you are. And you might be able to pass that on to the next generation. And I feel like we're lacking that right now. I feel like we're seeing a certain generation, a certain group of a generation come up, and they don't have those characteristics. They don't have that toughness. They don't have all those things, you know?
Well, I think a lot of the problem with that is that there's a lot of young folks having babies. And people are trying to be their kids' friends before they're trying to be their parents. Mm-hmm. And there's an issue with that.
Yeah.
Because you obviously want to be friends with your kids. You want to have an open relationship with them. But I think that there is a very important aspect of actually being a parent and laying down guidelines and expectations in a child's life. Because I lacked that. I lacked it. And I was allowed to go, by 12 years old, my mama just cut the reins loose. And I just did whatever the fuck I wanted to do. And I became the parent in this situation in a lot of aspects. And it worked out decent for me. But there's a lot of pain in there. There's a lot of unnecessary fucking pain in there. There's a lot of shit that spills over to my wife and to my kids that I don't want it to, and I'm not perfect. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I like what you said right there. I really, really, there is a way out. There is shit you can do.
And there's there's benefits to those situations. I mean, certain people go through certain things, man.
There's benefits to every situation.
Exactly.
You just have to find it.
You just gotta find it.
Sometimes it's ugly. Sometimes it sucks fucking dick. The main thing in life is finding the positive. Find a positive, embrace it, and chase it. No matter who's around you, no matter what anybody around you says, I don't give a fuck if it's your best friend, if it's your sister, it's your brother, your uncle, your mother, your father. It does not matter. If you feel something inside of you and your situation is shitty, but you feel something in there burning, and you feel it, and you know what you feel, and you know that there's something great inside of you, and you have this ambition, you have this goal, even if you don't know how you're going to get it, you don't know what it is exactly, but you have this vision of what it is that you want. Chase that fucking shit. Chase that shit. Chase it, chase it, chase it. Embrace it. And I promise you won't be disappointed. I promise.
And that's a Tested and Twisted podcast.
Hey, hold up real quick. Let me shout out my cousin.
I feel like that was the perfect ending, bro.
It was. All right.
You're good. No. Shout out your cousin. Shout
out my cousin, True Vibes Clothing up in Jasper, Florida. Jakar Stubbs. You see it right here. Amazing shirts.
Beautiful. Yeah, I mean, it's quality shirt.
Very good quality. You see the color in this motherfucker? It's great. Holler at him. Hey, man. Love you, brother.
I love you too, man. Thanks for coming back for a third time.
Hey, listen. We're going to do some parts.
Of course we are. If you want to find my guy right here, John, you'll be able to find him. I'll link him down below. We're Tested and Twisted Podcast, YouTube, Apple, Spotify. You can find us wherever you need to. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys. Have a good one.
Love you.